LeBron James was born in Akron, Ohio on December 30th, 1984, to his 16-year-old single mother, Gloria Mary James. At a very young age, LeBron was put under scrutiny and was forced to become the man of the house. He began to dominate basketball at a very young age as well, and was eventually put on the cover of Sports Illustrated, among other things, as well as being the #1 recruit in the nation. LeBron decided to forego his college eligibility and enter the NBA draft immediately. Some speculate that he would have gone to Ohio State, which is nearby, which is funny because he was drafted #1 overall by who else other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you don't know much about LeBron, all you need to know is he has the phrase "the chosen one" tattooed on his back. And that's for a reason. LeBron, at a very young age, began to dominate the league. He is a 15-time NBA All-Star, 4-time NBA MVP, and 3-time NBA champion. And LeBron, at the age of 34, is still highly competitive in the league and dominating by some standards. Without the doubt, being one of the most dominant players ever in the NBA, and potentially, debatably, one of the most dominant athletes of all time, many give LeBron a hard time. And they give him a hard time because he's on such a platform that only so many people will ever have seen to be on that platform as high as him. I think, though, because of this platform and because of how athletically dominant LeBron James has been, his athletic ability, which earns him respect, is a huge strength he has. And the platform of being such a great athlete is something, many, actually barely any at all in the world, even have the opportunity to possess. I think LeBron, with his composure and respectable just opinions and takes, he seems very composed and collected when he's speaking to the public. I think he's very mature and professional, something he's probably worked on quite a lot since entering the league at such a young age. So I think this is his composure as well as his just God-given athletic ability are both strength that he has, and those kind of help him be just influential because he gains respect from so many that can either relate or want to relate or just are envious of who he is or love who he is or whatever it is. He's just known by so many and loved by so many, and also hated by a lot too, which is why I wanted to talk about just how influential he is. In 2010, LeBron James was a free agent. Excuse me. LeBron James was a free agent NBA player, and he coined the term "the decision" with some other marketers for the show that he was going to broadcast for, just to say where he was signing for that offseason. So in 2010, they had about a 2-hour segment coined the decision, and LeBron James ended up going from the Cleveland Cavaliers and signing with the Miami Heat. During this, though, he had this interview at the Boys and Girls Club in Greenwich, Connecticut, and helped raise over $2.5 million in awareness for charities, as well as advertisements were able to raise $3.5 million for charities. So essentially, LeBron was able to help raise $6 million because he decided to use his platform and just spread awareness for the less fortunate. Not only has LeBron used his platform in ways like that, in 2015, LeBron announced that he would partner with the University of Akron, where he was from originally, to provide as many as 2,300 scholarships to children beginning in 2021, which is a huge deal, giving all those kids opportunity from his hometown, give kids in similar, backgrounds and such as him to flourish and do what he has done, since growing up and such. The following year in 2016, he donated $2.5 million to the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History. This was shortly after the Muhammad Ali's passing. So he did it in his honor as him and Muhammad Ali. He had said that Ali was a great mentor and guy that he looked up to as an athlete as well. The following year, in 2017, he received the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award from the NBA for his outstanding service and dedication to the community. This award is only given out once a year, and LeBron was one of those to receive the awards, which is huge because he's already winning so many other accolades and, achieving so many other things as far as NBA stats and whatnot. He received this award because in 2017 he decided to open up a school called the I Promise School, which would be later approved by the Akron School Board. And this school was an elementary school that currently partners with the LeBron James Family Foundation, which helps struggling elementary school students stay in school, which is huge, again, because this is something that hits home for him in his hometown. And the school did open up in January 2018. To go along with his strengths, though, obviously everyone has strengths and weaknesses. I would say his weaknesses are just his critics, because sometimes they'll bash him, and some give him a hard time because they compare him to greats like Michael Jordan as such, and he doesn't have as many rings as Michael Jordan. And in the long-term things, that's only decided by whoever's determining that. There's no way to really determine who's better, and because he hasn't won as many times as Michael Jordan, you could argue that maybe he had more impact off the court than Michael Jordan. It's just a shame that he gets ridiculed for not winning, and that's how some people see him, when really he's one of the most dominant players ever, if not the most dominant. Another thing that could be seen as a weakness is he is very outspoken. He feels like he needs to be a spokesperson for the NBA, which is big because, some don't necessarily know how to keep their composure. But I think it's all great. And, he, if anything, learns from his weakness and only builds from that. So I feel like the main reason why he is such a great leader, and that he's loved by so many and followed by so many across the world, is because of his platform and just the way he's used it. LeBron James is a first-class, first-act guy. He's only have nothing but respect from me and so many others, millions others worldwide. He's very calm, cool, and collected, like I said, and I feel like he handles situations very well for this platform. So not only does he, keep himself composed, but he's a great athlete. He uses his platform, like what he did for creating an elementary school, teaming up with different foundations, donating to charities, keeping in touch with other great athletes and celebrities and coaches. LeBron James has a lifetime contract with Nike, and I'm not surprised if majority of that money will go towards charities. It's great to see LeBron come from someplace as like Akron, Ohio, and really flourish the man he is today. And that's why I think LeBron James is the most influential man in sports.